Cool. All right. Well, we're trying a new thing, so welcome and thank you for your patience here. And so we're going to do our monthly seminar. You got my face here. You got my PowerPoint here. Hopefully this will be a way to make it a little bit clearer, because from our last monthly seminar, I had feedback that it was difficult to follow along. All right. And so let's go through it. Today, I'm going to be doing a presentation on the CARES Act. And really, I'm talking about the CARES Act for immigrants, all right? I'm filming this. It is the 17th of April of the year 2020. We are sheltering in place. We're in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic. My whole office is working from home. We're all remote and making things happen. And here I am on Facebook with you, and thank you so much for being here. All right. So my plan today is to do this monthly seminar like we always do, a free monthly seminar. And my plan is to do the English version of this monthly seminar right now, 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time, April 17th, and to do our Spanish version of the same thing at 2:30. All right, so this will be short and sweet. We'll be done in 30 minutes. So stay with me and get the information that you want to get. And so let me see if I can go through it all. All right, so my agenda today. First, I'm going to do a little introduction to who I am and to our firm. Then I'm going to talk about an introduction to the CARES Act. All right, what is it? What does it say? Things like that. I'm going to talk about who's eligible to receive the money that the CARES Act provides. All right, and by that I mean which immigrants are eligible. 4, I'm going to talk about what risks are there of receiving it, if any. And 5, I'm going to give you a little conclusion and a little bonus offer. So stay tuned for our bonus offer. All right. So the introduction. So yes, basically we've got lots of clients that our firm is working with. Just under 500 clients active right now. And as our firm grows, I sometimes miss the human interaction. I want people to be able to know who I am, right? And so so to meet me, right, you got Otis the Pro. Yes, I'm a lawyer. Yes, that photo is really old. It was like 10 years ago, I think now. So you got my beautiful face here on the camera. Also, you've also got Otis the Family Man. So my wife, Wendy, and I live here in the Bay Area. We've got 2 kids. Our kids are awesome. They're now much older than they were in that photo. And so, yeah, I'm a family man, proud of it. You've got Otis the Cyclist. I love exercise. I'm actually training for a half Ironman triathlon right now. So I love jogging. I love biking. And I'm getting into swimming now more than ever. Although our pool is closed because of the coronavirus. So right now I'm really focusing on biking and jogging, which brings me to something. I want you to stay active, all right? So stay active, keep your immune system healthy. And you've got Otis the World Traveler, all right? I've traveled in 25 different countries. I've lived in 5 different countries. I love going to new places, exploring new cultures, meeting people from other parts of the world, sharing ideas, learning languages. I love it, all right? So that's it. Some people ask me why I do what I do, all right? And so kind of all of those things really have me doing what I do. But, you know, sometimes people ask me, hey, why would a white guy, why would a gringo, why would a guy like me be an immigration lawyer, all right? And it's a great question, fair question, right? The reason is because I believe in the freedom of movement. All right. And I love to ask this question, like, why was it that I could travel to all of these countries? And why was it that I could live in the countries that are bold and underlined on this list and never once be deported and never once be like caught crossing the border and never once have to like pay a bunch of money to some immigration lawyer to fight my case? Like, it was actually pretty simple for me to travel to each of these places. All right, versus this photo that shows the wall that exists between the United States and Mexico. And I don't know if you can see it, but the crosses that are on this photo represent actual human beings who have died trying to enter the United States. And it's like, why is it so simple for some people like me to travel wherever we want to on planet Earth? And why is it so difficult for so many other people to do the same thing? All right? Like, why is that? And I mean, like, what a question, right? And that question bothers me. All right? It bothered me when I was traveling, and it bothers me still today. And that question took me to go to law school. All right? Like, let's go to law school. Let's figure out the answer. Like, why is it so simple for some people to travel and so ridiculously difficult and life-threatening even for other people to do the same thing? And well, the answer that you figure out in law school is that the reason for it is because we have a legal system that creates that difference, and it is a legal system that we have created. All right? We elected Congress people, and they pass laws, and the laws say what they say. All right? And so it's like, okay, now that we know this, let's create a law firm and let's fight about it. And so here we are. We're lawyers, we're paralegals, and we're legal assistants, and we fight for the rights of immigrants who are hoping to stay in the United States. All right? And that's who we are, and that's what we do. And thank you for being with me today. And I love it that you're here with me to have this conversation. All right? All right, that's it. So now I'm going to talk about the CARES Act, and that's really the theme for our monthly seminar this time is the CARES Act for immigrants. All right? So what is that, and what are we even talking about? Well, on March 27th of this year, so less than a month ago, President Trump signed into law a new law, all right? The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. We call it the CARES Act because that's the acronym, Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, all right? So this act is intended to stimulate the national economy. All right, and basically we've got the pandemic that's happening that we're all aware of. This act provides $2.2 trillion to enter the U.S. economy to stimulate the economy, because basically Congress and the government doesn't want this virus to basically cause a whole new recession, depression, things like that. They want to put some money into the economy to help stimulate some cash movement. All right. So yeah, this is what the law is. All right. Oh yeah. As we go forward, I put this here as a reminder to myself. As we go forward, if you want a copy of today's slides, all right, if you want a copy of this, just send a text message. Pull out your phone, send a text message, send the word CARES, which is the law we're talking about, to this number, 510-462-5858. All right. And my office will receive that. We'll send you a copy absolutely free of our conversation here today. All right. You can have the video, you can have the slides themselves, whatever. All right. That's it. Okay, good. So then, okay, so what does this law actually say? Basically, it gives $2.2 trillion to stimulate the U.S. economy. It's an 880-page law. So I'm not going to go over all 880 pages. I'm going to give you the big highlights, all right? A lot of that money, just to give you an idea, a lot of it is going to large businesses, all right? For example, like the airline industry, which right now nobody's buying airline tickets, and so the airline industry is like in serious financial trouble, and that would be a problem if all the airlines went under, right, for the well-being of the economy. And so much of the money is going to support businesses like that. Also, a big chunk of the law is set to give money and financial assistance to hospitals, to healthcare related businesses, all of which are in desperate need of additional financial investment, not just to pay their staff and things like that, but really to provide like beds, materials, basic stuff, and to develop vaccines and all the stuff related to the healthcare issue. All right. Some of this money also is going towards small businesses. All right. To help small businesses be able to continue to pay their payroll. All right. They don't want everybody to be running to get on unemployment. Of course, unemployment is way up. All right. And so there are some loans and some other programs, some of which we'll talk about here today, to help with small businesses. And I didn't list it on here, but some of the money also is going to states. All right. And it's going directly to the states themselves to help them with the state employment related processes. And really that's people applying for unemployment through their state. All right. Which I have a video, by the way, if you know someone or if you are an immigrant who's actually become unemployed under this, we have a video that explains when immigrants and which immigrants can apply for unemployment. And so that's something that's just check that out if you're in that situation. All right. Okay. And then in addition to all of that stuff, there's also some money of this 2.2 trillion is reserved to give to individuals in the form of tax credits. All right. And so that's what I'm going to talk about right now. All right. So basically the way the individual rebate, that's what it's called, the way the individual rebate works is if you earn less than $75,000 for an individual, or if you earn less than $150,000 as a married couple filing your taxes jointly, then you will be eligible for $1,200 per individual plus $500 for each dependent child as submitted on your tax returns. Okay? Now, if you make more than that, you'll receive less money. All right? And if you receive over $99,000 on your adjusted gross income on your tax returns, then you will not receive any money. All right? So, what's there to say about that? Well, what's there to say is if you qualify, which we'll get into that, which immigrants qualify, right? If you qualify and if you haven't paid your taxes for 2018 or 2019, the IRS is recommending that you do pay your taxes and pay them quickly and submit it with a direct deposit form so that they can send you this money. All right? Like if you're eligible for this money, go through the process and get this money, right? Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that for now. There are some options for business owners, and then I'll get into the big question right after this, okay, of like, okay, which immigrants can take this, all right? So stay with me for a second. There are some options for business owners, all right? So if you're in business, you may also be able to get various forms of government assistance. There's one program called the Payroll Protection Program, or the PPP. I'm going to move this up so that I can see, and so that other people can see what's on the slides underneath here. All right. So the Payroll Protection Program is a loan. All right. It is, you gotta qualify for a loan, right? It's a loan, and it's designed to provide a direct incentive to small businesses to keep their workers on payroll. All right. It says that the SBA will actually forgive part of that loan, all right, if all your employees are kept on payroll for 8 weeks, and if that money is used for payroll, for rent, for mortgage, for interest, for utilities, for other essential payments, all right? So if you've gone through the process and if you've applied for this loan, the best advice, all right, is to put that money in a separate account. It can still be tied to your business. It should be tied to your business, but in an actual separate account. And the money that comes out of that account needs to be directly for these things, because that's you're going to have to account for it. All right, in order to have the repayment be forgiven. So that's an accounting strategy. All right. All right. In order to apply for this, you've got to apply through an SBA accredited lender, all right? A bank, all right? Typically, if you're in business, ask your business whether or not, ask your bank whether or not they are SBA accredited lender, and if they have, they should have it right there front and center, whether or not they can apply and help you apply for the Payroll Protection Program, all right? Now, here's something really cool, all right, that is different from SBA loans in the past, in my experience at least, which I am, big disclaimer, right? I am not a tax lawyer. This whole thing is a tax law, right? This is not an immigration law. So my goal is to translate some of this so that it can be helpful for immigrants. But I really recommend, if you're in business or if you've got specific questions, talk to your lenders, talk to your tax advisors, so that you get great advice tailored to your specific situation. Talk to your accountant, right? If you're in business, right? Okay, good. But one thing that's really, really great about this, especially for our clients, is look, if you're in business on your own, right? You're your own, you do house cleaning, right? You are a landscape contractor, right? And now you're out of work. Well, and you're out of work because this virus, people don't want their garden done, or people don't want, or if you've got a small restaurant or a food truck or something like that, like we have clients in each of those situations, all right? So if that's you, and if you qualify, if you're eligible to receive this money, depending on your documentation status, which we'll get to, if you're eligible, then you can apply for this even if the only person on payroll is you, all right? And so that's helpful to know, because then now you might be eligible for this. And as long as you're using it to pay your own payroll, which is your own living expenses if it's just you, and your own utilities, rent, whatever other basic essential services you need to be paying to keep your business alive, like part of this money can be used for that. And so I just want you to be aware of that, all right? Okay. So we're talking the payroll protection program. There's one other program that I need to explain for business owners, all right? And it's called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or we call it an EIDL loan, all right? This is a $10,000 loan advance, all right, that can also be forgiven if it's paid on certain business essentials, rent, utilities, payroll, things like that. This one you apply through the SBA, the Small Business Administration, on SBA.gov. All right, now here's the bad news. I've just explained both of those programs. Anybody that's watching this, the date is April 17th of 2020. Both of these programs are currently underfunded and out of money and not accepting new applications as of today's date. All right? And watch it. Watch out for it. Keep your eye on it, because I want all of my clients to be ready. If you haven't applied already, all right, I want all my clients to be ready to apply for that if you're eligible, right? And when that money becomes available again and when they start accepting new applications again. Basically, the SBA got completely inundated by business owners applying for this stuff when they first kind of opened the doors. And so so they've closed applications for now because they've got way too many people applying, and we're hoping that more money comes in to these funds so that more people can apply, because people do need it. All right. So all right. So in order to do that, I want you to get your documents ready. I want you to get your payroll evidence ready. All right. You got to be able to prove how much money you've spent on average for your payroll for the last 12 months. All right, so get that evidence ready. Get your EIN, your employer identification number, which is how businesses pay their taxes, right? Get your other information ready. Check with your bank, check with the SBA, SBA.gov, and submit your application, or be ready to, as soon as that reopens. All right, we all think it will reopen, so just stay on the alert. All right, very good. Okay. So I've talked about those are the three big programs I wanted to discuss. One, the program for individual rebates, all right? Two, the program called Payroll Protection Program for business owners, which even individuals can apply for. And three, the EIDL loans, the Emergency and Economic Disaster Loan, all right? Economic Injury and Disaster Loan. And so, cool. Those are the three programs I want you to be aware of. They're all tax programs, all right? And so talk to your accountants, talk to your bookkeeper about preparing the evidence and things like that. If you have that, you don't need to have those conversations if it's just the individual rebate we're talking about. And, okay, we've got to talk about eligibility and immigration status. So that's really the main piece of the puzzle that I can provide since I'm an immigration lawyer. All right. So who is eligible for this? Again, I'm going to move my beautiful face here so that people can see a little better. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, so who's eligible? So U.S. citizens, yes, are eligible, and also immigrants who are classified as quote-unquote resident aliens by the IRS, all right? Again, this is not a immigration law that's been passed. It's not. It is a tax law, all right? And so the IRS uses classifications for itself that don't exactly translate into normal immigration talk. And so let me help you through that, all right? So to be a resident alien for tax purposes, you must either, one, have a green card, or two, and the whole rest of this is two, all right? Two, be physically present in the U.S. for at least 31 days of the current tax year, plus, so 31 days for 2019, for example, plus 183 days for the past 3 years, and have some kind of lawful status, all right? So basically, they're talking about an EAD and physical presence in the U.S., all right? So if you've got a valid EAD, all right, you're an asylum applicant, you've got TPS, you are a DACA applicant, you've got a valid EAD for whatever reason, you're in immigration court, and you've got an adjustment application pending, all right? And you've got an EAD because of it, and you've got a social security card because of it, all right? If that's you, you're eligible for this, all right? You're eligible to pay your taxes with your social security number. You are eligible to receive this money, all right? And so, yes, you've got to have it. You've got to be paying your taxes with a social if you're paying with what we call a tax identification number, all right, with an ITIN number, an individual tax identification number, all right? If you're paying like that, then you will not be eligible, all right? And so it's important to know that. The IRS is looking for socials, for actual social security numbers, and of course they've got to be good socials, right? So there we go. All right, there is a pointless exception, and I think it is a pointless, frustrating, unjust, unfair, bad mistake exception. And so I just want to be clear about that. And that exception is if you are documented, but your spouse is not, and if you filed married, filing jointly, all right, on your taxes, all right, then, and if your spouse did not have a social and filed with an ITIN number, right, then neither spouse will be eligible to receive the cash, all right? And so that, in my opinion, is nonsensical, a mistake, cruel, makes no sense, frustrating, sad, and bad. And that is that is how it's going to work, all right? And so just be aware of that. That is how it's going to work. And I'm sorry for that, for everybody that's in that situation. And we actually do have quite a few clients, you know, if you're married and going through the process for someone, and if that someone does not have an EAD yet, I mean, that's going to be you, right? That's going to be you in this situation. So, so anyway, that's where we are. My point today is to explain the law and to explain eligibility. And so I hope that I've done that. All right. If you have questions as we go through, please like chat us or whatever. I want to be able to answer questions if we have them. Sweet. All right. So my next slide is a change that's happened like 2 days ago, literally 2 days ago, in the state of California. All right. So we have people watching this in other states. Obviously, our office is located in the state of California. So this week, on Wednesday of this week, Governor Gavin Newsom announced that California is going to be launching its own fund because California disagrees with the feds as far as it's keeping undocumented immigrants out of accessing this disaster relief. All right. And so California is launching its own $125 million disaster relief fund for undocumented immigrants who are affected by COVID-19. All right. This is the first fund of its kind in the nation's history. All right. And I myself, Governor Newsom, you're not watching this, but if you are, hey, thank you for what you've done. And thank you for your leadership on this issue. And it's just another reason why I love the state of California. And I'm actually grateful. I am actually grateful to live in a state that's willing to be a leader among other states, and that's willing to take on the national agenda, and that's willing to actually respect human beings, whether or not they have documents in their pocket. All right. And so thank you, Gavin Newsom. And this is, just to be super clear, we're talking $500 per person and $1,000 per household. And I have no idea of anything else about it. This was just announced a couple of days ago. Maybe something else was published. I haven't seen anything. And I don't think this is actually going to be out. And I don't think we're going to actually have clarity on how to get access to this fund until probably the month of May. All right. And as that happens, be in touch with our office. We'll have information about that, and we'll disseminate that information as we go. Speaking of information, all right. So I don't know if everybody's aware, but our office has a free guide. All right, we call it the Immigrant's Guide to Thriving During the Coronavirus Pandemic. All right, I want you to have this. You're watching this video. You're here with me today. Download a free copy of this guide. You go to our website, landerhomeimmigration.com. You can download a free copy of it. All right. I want you to have this, and we will be putting information about the California State Fund on this thing. As soon as we have it. The last update was done on the 6th of April, and we will be updating it again as soon as we have new information. All right. So thank you for that. Also, I'm just going to put a plug out there. Every Wednesday in our office, I love to do a client call. Just to talk about issues, keep our mindset right, things like that, keep ourselves healthy, keep ourselves sane, even despite being closed indoors and stuff like that. So I invite you to join us there also. All right, cool. So we've talked about the programs. We've talked about everything else. I am coming up on the end of my hour because I do have to watch the time and do this in Spanish also. And so, hey, what are the risks of doing this? All right. Real simple. There's no public charge risk, zero public charge risk to applying for this. All right. This is a tax credit. It is not supplemental income. It is not a quote unquote public benefit. Don't worry about that. If you're eligible to receive this money, go for it. Don't worry about it affecting your immigration case. Just go for it. All right. So as long as you are eligible, all right, there will not be risks to your immigration case of applying for this. All right. Don't apply for it if you're not eligible, but if you are eligible, just go for it. Don't worry about it. All right. All right. So here's my offer before we close out today. All right. So just for being with me today, and you've been such a wonderful, friendly, amazing audience. All right. Just for being with me today, I'm going to offer you a legal consultation, which normally we charge $125 for a legal consultation with an attorney, with a member of my team, right? It might even be me personally. Right now, I'm doing a lot of them, all right? So $125 normal price for a legal consult. I'm also going to give you a free copy of my book, all right, which is There Is Hope, Your Guide to Winning in Immigration Court, right here. I'm also going to give you a copy of today's presentation, and I'm going to give you a copy of our free guide, which I just told you you can download. And I'm going to give you 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not happy with our consultation for any reason, hey, we'll refund you your money. No problem. No questions asked. Just let us know. I promise you, you will not find a better immigration consult, a more thorough, more rigorous, better legal advice immigration consult for a cheaper price than what we're offering right now. All of these great things for a super coronavirus discount, all right, of $25. Now, here's the deal. This is not an in-person consult. This is a video consult, all right? Our office is still open, but Our team is working from home, all right? And we want to protect your health, and obviously we want to respect the legal orders that are in place. And so this is a special discount on consults. It is a video consult. We're charging only $25 for it. And so if that's beneficial for you, and if that seems like a win for you, I mean, take advantage of it, all right? That's the least expensive actual consultation that you're ever going to get in our office. And so please take advantage of it. This offer is only good in the month of April of 2020. So act now, give us a call, take advantage. All right. So also to take advantage of that offer, or to get a free copy of our slides, whether the offer works for you or not, whether you want a consult or not, hey, at least have the information, right? And so let us send you a copy of our slides today. Send us a text, as I mentioned earlier. The text, the word CARES, C-A-R-E-S, which is the CARES Act coronavirus stimulus package, to 510-462-5858. Again, 510-462-5858. You can also message us directly on Facebook, and we'll be happy to send that to you there as well. If your better language is Spanish, then join us in just a couple of minutes on the Spanish episode. That's all I've got for you today. You've been a fantastic audience. Thank you so much for joining this presentation. Love you. Be good. If you have any questions, contact our office. I'm Otis Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C., where we fight for your American dream. Thank you.